Sports. I will be brutally honest. Ain't nothing but being brutally honest. Coming at you with another video. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our special guest, Cowboys Corner, man. How's it going, dude?
Hey, man, pretty good. I'm going to be upfront and honest with you. I was thinking all week because you hit me up right after we beat Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and you were like, hey, let's go live. I was like, yeah, let's do it. And all week I was like, man, is this going to be bad juju? Is this going to be bad juju? Do I do it? Do I not do it? And I'm like, you know what? Whatever I do, it's up to the Cowboys. It ain't up to me. And because I'm a very superstitious person. So I was like, I'm rocking with it. Let's do it. It has nothing to do with me and the Dallas Cowboys. It's my opinion. It's your opinion. The Cowboys have to take care of business. So I swallowed it a little bit, and I'm here, and I'm happy I'm here. This is our second show together. We did one earlier last year. Now we're back. That was after we got done playing each other. Now this is before.
This is before, yeah. This is like, I think we did it during the offseason.
Yeah,
but it's our second time go around. Good dude, I like your content, and everybody else in the building. Like, we got some familiar faces. Cowboys face, one of my best rivalries. You know, I've always enjoyed this guy. He's always got some good personalities. But I think one of his most reaction video where they lost in that playoff game is classic. I think it's one of his best videos, hands down.
Yeah, no. Cowboys Face is a great guy. For Facebook friends, I've known him for a long time. Real great guy, real great family guy. Big shout out to Cowboys Face.
Yeah, funny dude. I think that was one of his best videos, hands down. Like the reaction, how he felt the same way. But now we're going into round 2 in this playoff game. This rivalry, it hasn't been so relevant until last year. You know, now it's a making of maybe you renew this rivalry. You know, it goes way back from the 70s.
Yeah, no, you're talking about the 70s. You're talking about the catch. You're talking about T.O. running on the star. You're talking about Tony Romo's rib injury, punctured lung, going back to that game. There's a lot of playoff, rivalries there in the 90s and stuff. But now, Cowboys, it's a whole different team. It's a whole different era, and we got to make this rivalry something. And the only way to do that is if we beat you guys, right? Because if you win again, there's no rivalry because it's like the Green Bay Packers. We can't get past the Green Bay Packers. We can't get past San Francisco, right? So to make this the new modern era of, hey, there are rivalries, there are playoff rivalries, we're going to have to beat you. And then that's what it is. That's what's going to make it go back and forth of we don't know who's going to win.
Yeah, the rivalry. But if you look at the playoff overall record, the Cowboys are 5-3 against the Niners in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like, you guys have owned the series in the playoffs. So, yeah, you're right. It has to be an evenly rivalry, but I think even a win, it doesn't really, dictate the rivalry. I still think we have to even up a little bit on you guys a little bit, if I'm being real. You guys have owned us for that rivalry for a while, too.
Right. It goes back and forth, 5-3, as you said. There's some things there, but, it's we haven't been past this round in 30 years. That's my biggest thing. Right. I don't know if you watched my pregame video I put up today. We have to eliminate you guys. Everyone's projecting you guys to go beat the Eagles, go to the Super Bowl. Going to the Super Bowl. San Fran's right there in the spotlight. And if the Dallas Cowboys want to change that narrative, they have to beat you guys. They have to beat the 49ers, period. And it's going to be a really good game. I don't want to blow out. I want a nice, clean, close game where the fourth quarter, whoever has the ball last wins the football game. That's the type of game I want.
That's what you guys want, is a very good game. And you're right. We've been picked as the Super Bowl contenders. And the way you're talking out of your video, I did see how you were saying that you guys have to silence those narratives because you guys have been put in this situation for a while. You guys were hype a little bit, but you guys haven't done nothing. But when you guys beat Tampa Bay, was that a bill of confidence for you, or you felt like, man, we just got lucky against them?
I put it on my community tab, like, what's your confidence level going into San Francisco? And it was about the same, very high, some other options, and about the same of Cowboy fan. There was like 150 votes on there, and a lot of people felt the way I did. It's about the same, right? Because the Dallas Cowboys have done a disservice of being so inconsistent. Just up and down with last year too, with the AFC West. We just couldn't beat any of those guys. We went to overtime with the Raiders, lost that one. We held the Chiefs to 19 points at home. We lost that one. The Broncos demolished us, right? The Chargers beat themselves, and we were fortunate enough to get that win. And so you look at the inconsistencies since Jimmy Johnson left. Yeah, they won one Super Bowl since he left, but after that, it's been mediocrity, man. It's been bros before championships and loyalty with Jerry Jones and his players. And now that we have this opportunity in front of us, it's okay. It's the same narrative. What Cowboys team's going to show up, because they've done a disservice of being so inconsistent.
Yep, that's what we're all like wondering. But this is the interesting history of what's going to happen in this playoff game. It's been a long time since the Cowboys even been in the conference, and it's rare that a rookie quarterback gets in the conference championship. So one's got to give, right?
Y'all have a great coaching staff. I mean, you look at the Shanahan tree. It's unbelievable, and what Shanahan's able to do. It's going to be a good chess match because there's different pieces, right? You got McCaffrey now. Debo's back from injury. You got this rookie playing at a high level on a winning streak. And that's kudos to your coaching staff, right? Mike McCarthy, Cooper Rush wasn't a rookie, but he was able to go 4-1 while Dak Prescott was out. We got the great mind of Dan Quinn confusing the heck out of Tom Brady. So it's the minds, it's the greatest football minds going head to head against each other with Shanahan and Dan Quinn and Shanahan and Mike McCarthy. So it's going to be real interesting to see how this game plays out. But it's up to the Dallas Cowboy players. The first game, or last year's playoff game, there was 14 penalties on the Dallas Cowboys. They couldn't get anything done. They pick up a first down. It was called back for holding. Either they would get stupid offside penalties, or running the clock out, trying to get a hurry up spike. So all these things should be motivation for these Dallas Cowboy players, because a lot of them are still there from that last year. So if that ain't motivation enough and we come out stale, this team's just soft, in my opinion.
Well, a lot of Cowboys content creators I've talked to, and the one concerning factor for them is they just think that we give a lot of physicality, that imposed will.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, y'all do.
Michael Parsons even said it in a podcast with Michael Irvin that he never felt the same after 2 weeks playing that Niners team.
He was definitely sore. Yeah. No, the Cowboys have to match that intensity, period. Yeah, there's a rookie quarterback there. You got Debo, you got McCaffrey. Who you hit in the mouth? Like that's what it's going to come down to. If you don't hit them in the mouth, they're going to run all over us. They really are. I mean, Debo had a really good game last year. We couldn't contain him at all. So, now, you guys added McCaffrey with the trade, but it's all about you're going to be physical. You're going to hit Zeke. You're going to hit Pollard. You're going to get sacks on Dak, because you got one guy, I can't pronounce his name. It's like Menahua or something like that.
Charles Menahu.
Yeah, Menahu. Yeah, dude, I think the guy, I've never heard his name before, ever. I think he's an underrated player. Correct me if I'm wrong. The dude can get pressures. The dude can get sacks. I think he was the only one that got sacks last week, because I think Bosa was shut out. So you got two premier pass rushers, Omenihua, or however you said that name, and Bosa, right? So, Tyler Smith, they're going to have their hands full for sure.
Oh, yeah. Menahu is one of those guys that comes off the radar like nobody even talks about. Like, he is a guy that plays in the inside or outside. He plays both sides, like both sides of the position. Like, he could even be swinging at the end, or just like how Armstead plays. But like you said, Menahu had 2 sacks against Seattle's offensive line. This is going to be a tough task. But Bosa, even though he wasn't quite a factor in that game, he still created some pressure throughout Seattle.
Oh, because he's Bosa, man.
He's not going to always put up the sack numbers, but at times he does disrupt games, like that Raiders game. he didn't even get a sack, but that one pressure did determine the game where the interception came in our favor. So it kind of depends on how it plays out. But when you look at the matchup, like you said, your offensive line. So I heard that Jason Peters is not going to play. I think he was playing
ruled out.
Yeah, he was playing solid for you guys. But is there any question marks on Javon Curse or Javon Curse?
Jaron Curse? Yeah, no. There's no question marks. They list him as questionable, but he did do the walkthrough practice today before the plane ride. So I look for number 27 to be out there. He just gets injured, man. I mean, every game it seems like he's on the field and needs some assistance, and then he's right back in there. That's just kind of been his pattern. So he's just a physical guy. Got great length, no, he'll be there. He'll be playing.
That's what you're hoping for, because, I mean, having a guy like him, he does pretty well for your secondary besides Trayvon Diggs, who's kind of been your best cornerback at that point. But then you got some other question marks. I like that one rookie you guys drafted from Fresno State in the 5th round, Darren Bland. He has his moments, but he did have, like, the most interception as a rookie.
Yeah, he did. No, see, so me and Simus, we've been on the Deron Bland train since he got drafted. We knew the potential this kid had. I think we stole him, to be honest with you. But, on the Frisco report that I do on Tuesdays with Cowboys blog, he was like, man, what's going on with Deron Bland? Because he was getting beat early. I said, listen, do I want a Morris Claiborne Deron Bland where he gets beat all the time and doesn't learn? Or do I want a Jordan Lewis Deron Bland where he got beat and he learned? And over the course of the second half of the season, Deron Bland learned, all right? And he's gotten so much better for us. The expectation for me was there, but I'm happy that he's turned it around and he hasn't been like a guy like Morris Claiborne in the past of you got beat and you never learned from it.
Yeah, you got to learn from it because he's a rookie, and plus he's played a different competition, but you guys got him as a draft steal. He was coming off the radar when I checked him out because, I come a little close down Fresno State. I've seen his name pop up from before, but he was a transfer from Sacramento State, and I thought that was an intriguing pick that you guys got this guy. He's already has like 5 interceptions. Impressive for a rookie.
Yeah, no, man, it's Cowboys champ. What's good, brother? No, it's gonna be fun, dude. I'm really looking forward to this matchup because, when the Cowboys are at home in the playoffs, I really think there's a lot of pressure on them. I mean, full packed house, Cowboy fans. We have so much expectations for these football teams, and Aaron Rodgers. Since Dak's been there, Aaron Rodgers, Jimmy Garoppolo. Those are the last couple of playoff wins that we've had at home. So it's. I hope Philly. I got the Giants winning, but I hope Philly wins because if we beat you guys, I'd love to go play in Philly and be able to get that going to the Super Bowl in Philadelphia, right? So I don't want to have a playoff game at home. So I got the Giants winning, but I hope Philly pulls it off so we can go play them. And I'm assuming that we beat you guys.
Hey, we'll see what happens, man. We got to take it one game at a time. But hey, you assume whatever happens. Like, it would be nice to see the Niners and Giants compete for the championship. But then, who wants to see that story of the Cowboys? It's been a long time, so you guys got to get over that curse first.
Yeah, no, we have to. It's been a long time. We just got our first road win in 30 years. And that sounds so bad. It's so inflated because the last time the Dallas Cowboys went back-to-back in playoff games was 06-07, right? And so after that, every time they've been to the playoffs, they're a divisional winner, which means they got home field advantage and they lose it. And they don't have to go play on the road if they got number 1 seed, right? So we haven't played that many playoff games on the road because we've always won the division title and had the home field advantage. So, yes, it's been a long time, but there's some information behind that door. And then the last playoff game before that was Seattle when Romo dropped that snap with the field goal. So, other than that, that was our last playoff game. But, yes, it's been a long time, but we've always been divisional winners when we made it to the playoffs. We don't rarely go back-to-back like we did this year.
But you guys were playing on the road for 4 straight games, right?
Yes. Yeah, we've been on the road for a long time, and we're going to continue to be on the road.
Yeah, going on 4 straight road games is no joke, man. That's like a lot of traveling. We've done it last year. Last year we came in as the 6th seed and we went further down the stretch and went to the conference championship. So, road teams are always that hungry team, but sometimes it depends on home field advantage. It depends on how favorable it is. But hey, somebody send you a super chat. Shout out.
This is Coach Dante, man. He does play-by-play games, very knowledgeable, college basketball, women's basketball, and stuff like that. Big shout out to Coach Dante. If you guys haven't already, give my guy a follow. I'm gonna do a lot more lives during the off season and collaborations. So hope I can get you guys on, get a lot of more people on. But I gotta get Coach Dante on. I think he's loyal to the Houston Texans, and that's okay. That's all right. My dad's a Houston Texans fan, so
interesting.
Got a lot to talk about, and shout out to Coach Dante. Appreciate the super chat.
Yeah, man, had to get that out there since it came to, and then I guess Cowboys Chef said it. It's kind of like physically the same way because we are pretty much same matchup. The only difference from last year is you guys don't have Amari Cooper.
Mm-hmm.
Cooper can be like the X factor, but you don't have it. So you're hoping that CeeDee Lamb or Michael Gallup can step in or Noah Brown, one of the other guys. It's going to have to be one of those matchups. But your tight end, he's kind of been your red zone threat.
Yeah, Dalton Schultz, man, and all our tight ends, really. I mean, you look at Peyton Hendershot, who was on the injury report with the hamstring injury, questionable to play. That just popped up during the walkthrough today. And then, you got Sean McEwen. But Dalton Schultz, man, with Dak Prescott, that's just a go-to blanket, right, for Dak Prescott. He's very comfortable. Him and Schultz are on a good run. But I'm talking about a guy here that's only been on the team for a month and a half, all right? His name's T.Y. Hilton. I'm looking for T.Y. and Dak. I don't know what it is with Dak with certain receivers, but him and T.Y. are on a really good page. T.Y. is a really good, smart veteran that knows how to find the cushion and zones and things of that nature, and Dak hits him. I mean, that's why, he got the name of Mr. Third Down just in his short time in Dallas because he's just been so reliable. So I'm looking at T.Y., and I'm looking at Dalton Schultz. But you guys are going to double team Dalton Schultz. You'll be crazy not to. You're probably going to double team CeeDee Lamb. You'll be crazy not to. So T.Y. and Michael Gallup has to step up big for us.
Pretty much. But like you said, T.Y. Hilton, he's always put the top of the defense, makes the big plays. He did it in Indianapolis. He was a multi-Pro Bowl player, was pretty much a guy that would make the big plays. He was somebody you guys needed for sure. But I guess having him for a month and a half kind of gives you guys a little bit of your element of your offense to throw deeper, because our secondary has kind of been like a question mark how we're going to test on deep passes. On short passes, forget about it. You're not going to beat our secondary one-on-one with those type of plays. But if you try to go deep, maybe you have a chance to win those one-on-one contests because a guy like T.Y. Hilton, he can burn. And he's kind of not – he doesn't seem to lose a step right there. So I think you guys getting him over OBJ kind of seemed like a – underrated move. I thought maybe you guys would have got OBJ at first. What was your thought when you heard about OBJ coming into the Cowboys at first?
No, I was all for it, man. I was all for it because we needed some type of veteran leadership. CeeDee Lamb wasn't coming into a number one early in the season. Michael Gallup coming off an ACL injury. Noah Brown was stepping up with Cooper Rush and a little bit with Dak Prescott, but we really didn't have any versatile weapons out on the outside. Simi Fehoko kind of just fell off the map, went on injury reserve. Our third round draft pick, what the heck's his name? Jalen something. Jalen Tolbert. I don't even know the name. He hasn't been on the dang field. Jalen Tolbert hasn't panned out well at all. Get me Odell Beckham, for sure. Then reports came out he can't play. He's not even running or throwing any workout videos. I said, forget about it. And then, bam, a week later, they signed T.Y. Hilton, which I was thrilled about.
You needed somebody to step in, and that's what happens. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Maybe that's what you guys need to do is take those deep shots more because that's been our problem. The way how you can beat our defense is quick passes, try to throw the ball as quickly as possible if you can. If not, the Niners can adjust on certain ways. We've seen how teams like the Raiders and other teams have tried to throw the ball quickly. If you try to do it that way, you might have a chance. But the way how you guys play, you guys take those deep shots, you do a drop back here and there, and you get Dak some time on the pocket, he's going to do pretty well. But if you give him the pressure, he might flinch a little bit.
Dak Prescott really isn't a flincher. Dak Prescott, when you look at his interceptions, 6 of them wasn't his fault, right? They went through the hands of players and stuff, but there's a few where he's just real aggressive. I don't know if I think Dak performs more like if he gets sacked more than a couple of times. I really think that. I don't think like a Daniel Jones, Kirk Cousins, these guys have that give them pressure, they're going to give you picks. I don't know if Dak Prescott fits in that category just because, and this is, I'm not the biggest Dak Prescott fan in the world, but I did tell my boss, if we beat the 49ers, I'm buying me a Dak Prescott jersey and I'm going to wear it to work with a smile. So there's that at stake. And so, but no, I think Dak Prescott performs well under that pressure, right? Because he has the mobility, he can use his legs. He don't do it much, but when he does, it's very effective. And so, sack him a couple of times, that'll wake his ass up and start getting some scrambles.
Well, that's what he needs if that's what's going to be, man. Like, you guys haven't faced much mobile quarterback except Daniel Jones and a few other guys like Jalen Hurts and a lot of other matchups, but you guys have not fared well when it comes to mobile quarterbacks on your defense, right?
Well, no, we haven't. Not under Dan Quinn. Not under Dan Quinn, we haven't. Now, I remember we used to do really well against Russell Wilson and those guys too, but ever since Dan Quinn hasn't made those adjustments yet. But we got the speed to do it, right? We got the speed to do it. This defense is really fast. So I put all my chips in on Dan Quinn. I'm still putting my chips in on Dan Quinn to figure it out.
Man, so having to deal with Jalen Hurts and Daniel Jones was no task, but this Brock Purdy, he's a little underrated as a scrambler too.
Yeah, you get if you can pick up any quarterback for that matter, but Brock Purdy's on a streak, man. And that you talk about pressure. This rookie, I don't know how many times have he been sacked since he's been playing, since he took over the reins from Garoppolo. How many times have he been sacked? Do you know the number off the head?
I think it's about 8 total sacks.
8 total sacks. Wow, that's actually pretty good. That he's still making those smart decisions, but it's all about stopping that running game first. If we can sell out, stop the running game, have Brock Purdy beat us with his arm. All right. I don't know how many teams have done that with you guys or try to do that with Brock Purdy, but stop this run, give him no yardage, and let Brock Purdy beat us. So that's what's going to have to happen.
That's what you guys want, because that running game is pretty elite, though, because if we run the ball, it's going to be hard to stop. But Brock Purdy, man, I don't know, man. You want to try that. That's not Jimmy Garoppolo. This is not Jimmy Garoppolo, because Jimmy Garoppolo would have to.
I want to give him some adversity. I want to give him some looks
that's what they want.
Never seen before. And because let's be honest, Tampa Bay wasn't a real opponent. The Seahawks wasn't really a real good opponent for you guys. So this is Brock Purdy's first test, and this is our offense test against a really good defense, right? I mean, you're number one for a damn reason. So this is going to be a real playoff game for both teams.
Yeah, like you just said it best, like Seattle and the Buccaneers, bro, they're not even like a legit real playoff team. They just got in because of the way how the system works. Like Tampa Bay won their division because the division's garbage.
Yeah.
Seattle, they just got in by a loss to Green Bay. So it's like you just get in by your schedule, but we just play by who we play by. But like you said, this is a real test. Cowboys defense is at least in the top 3 or if not higher.
Well, we're top 3 in some areas. We're top 3 in some areas, yeah.
But at least it's a legit defense, like we face certain defense like the Commanders, which they give us some looks to, but we have not played a defense like this. So we got to see how that matches up. I want to see how Purdy does against an actual good defense like the Cowboys, if I'm being real, because all the rankings of the defense, I looked at the matchups he played against. There was at least maybe like 2 top 10 defense he's faced, and he's done pretty decent. But we're talking like a top 3 or top 5 defense like Cowboys. We'll see how he does.
Yeah, and that comment right there with Debo and Kittle, Kittle. I mean, I just gave my tight end a whole bunch of praise, man. Kittle, I mean, he gives himself. I mean, if that guy ain't your first tight end, you want to draft in fantasy football. I don't know what's wrong with you. The guy's really good, on his way to probably be a first ballot Hall of Famer. So, yeah, I mean, y'all got a lot of weapons.
George Kittle, season's best, bro. He's never been a red zone threat until Brock Purdy was at quarterback. Like the last few weeks, dude, he's got like 4 or 6 touchdowns out of those matchups. Like his season best before this season was like at least 6 touchdowns. Now he has 11 touchdowns this season. Season best.
He steps up when he needs to step up, right? You want that blanket, some guy to step up for that quarterback, and Kittle's has done it. That's just the type of leader that he is.
He's always been consistent. It's just the durability was always been the problem. But when he's on the field, he's a great blocker. Doesn't get much appreciation for what he does in the blocking game, because the running game opens up because of his presence on the blocking perimeter.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be fun, dude. I'm looking forward to it. But I'm kind of happy you guys beat us last year because that has to be motivation. It has to be. Like, it just has to be motivated. I don't know, man. I'm pretty excited about it.
Well, sometimes a loss has to be like a feel. Like, if you don't lose this game, then what's there to be motivated for the following year? You got to have something to prove because now the pressure is pretty much on either team. I think it's evenly fair because you guys are like still one of those teams out there. And I know the pressure on this team is we're loaded. We have a loaded team, but people forget we're on a third string quarterback. It's like, is he just a product of the system or is he really that good of a quarterback? That's the question we all want to know. But I think that the question will be answered against the Cowboys defense. We'll see how this kid plays. I want to still see what he does against an actual good defense.
See, he could probably be a product of the system because your guys' coaching staff. It's just unbelievable what Kyle Shanahan can do for you guys and open things up and take this away. Who was it? I think it was Richard Sherman. He was talking about how detailed Kyle Shanahan is of, okay, when this guy goes here, you got to go here. You got to turn this way. You got to turn that way. Like he's so detailed in the way he coaches his players. And that's what separates a losing coach and a winning coach. And you guys have a winning coach.
And that's always been what Kyle Shanahan does. He finds ways to just manipulate defenses. But when it comes down to your coach, Mike McCarthy, he's always had some good offense at one point. But clock management, that's kind of been his issue lately, like clock management, the way he's been coaching for quite some time. He's had success with the Packers when they won a Super Bowl. But ever since then, what has he done lately? Now he has a good loaded team like the Cowboys. This team has the ability to go further, if not Super Bowl-wise,
Yeah, no, for sure. I don't think Mike McCarthy's. I don't think we've been in a position where clock management's been an issue since the 49er playoff game. I can't think of one time this year where he didn't use a timeout when he was supposed to, or he ran out the 2 minutes, or you're on the 35-yard line and the clock's ticking 15-14, and he didn't use the timeout. So I think what McCarthy's problem has been is the discipline of the National Football League and penalties. Right, Cowboys as of late, and I'm knocking on wood here, hasn't had that many penalties to shoot themselves in the foot. So as long as Mike McCarthy can clean that up, and what he just done in 3 years as a Dallas Cowboy head coach and bringing in more aggressive players like Sam Williams, Jason Garrett would never bring in like a guy like the motion penalty Fat, who's a good special teams player, but he's a horrible corner, right? Don't put him out. Don't put him out there. It's boss man Fat, Kelvin Joseph. Jason Garrett would never bring a guy in like that. Wouldn't bring a guy in like Sam Williams. So Mike McCarthy is willing to do that. So it's good to see. It's good to see what Mike McCarthy's done so far, but he just needs to have this team disciplined.
Yeah, it needs to be disciplined because last year you guys had a lot of penalties, and that's what really hurt your season last year. But now that it's kind of like it's anybody's game. Like, I don't think there's as much penalties on your team than it was previous years, because I remember last year you guys had the most penalties in the league, like at least up there, right?
Yeah, no, and I think we're still up there. I think we're like top 5 or something. I know it's gone. We were number 1 in the middle of the year. And I know it's gone down because we've been a little bit more disciplined. But this Cowboys team, the false starts, holding, the stupid mental error penalties has hit them. Like last year, Randy Gregory going off sides against you guys in that playoff game. That was an automatic first down. And so it's just things like that where it's stupid mental errors that, yes, it's on the coaching to teach these guys discipline and understand the importance of what's going on this down, on this time, at this moment, right? Don't do stupid things. And so I think now we're getting to the point where I think we're going to be okay. Now, Calvin Joseph's going to give a special team penalty. That's just what he does. That's why I call him the motion penalty Fat yards. But it's just going to be one of those things where the Dallas Cowboys have to be disciplined.
Yeah, discipline is a key factor. And plus, with your defense, I mean, Dan Quinn's got a pretty impressive resume as a defensive coordinator. But as a head coach, he's done pretty well too. But this type of defense is supposed to be a lot better. It's got that little bit of – it's a fast defense, like you said best. But does it have that physicality, man? That's what you're going to have to do against this Niners offense. We're more physical in the run. We're physical in the trenches. We're more physical in the receiving aspect also. But we just have a lot of different ways to beat opponents. So, pick your poison. Try to stop McCaffrey. You can stop him in the running game, but if you can stop him in the backfield, it's another bonus. But
no, for sure. Yeah. No, I like what Dan Quinn did to Tampa Bay. They only had 2 corners out there, and they played a lot of dime with a lot of safeties out there. So I look forward to them to doing that some more against you guys, because our safeties are fast. You look at Donovan Wilson, Jaron Kearse, Malik Hooker, Trayvon Diggs, Deron Bland. You can even throw Xavier Woods in there. He's a veteran. I as long as we can run some dime against you guys in passing situations, all right. But I do trust Donovan Wilson and Jaron Kearse playing in the box to help stop that running game too. So it's going to be real interesting to see how Dan Quinn plays this thing out.
Yeah, it has to be figure out how we do the scheme. I mean, they're very familiar with each other because they've been coaching together in Atlanta. So there's that familiarity. So we'll see how that pans out. But what matchup concerns you more, like as a Cowboys fan? What would concern you against the Niners if you had to look for a scheme plan to stop this player?
It's y'all's running game. I mean, you got a dominant offensive line. You got a hell of a running game, and Leighton Vander Esch is a very smart, instinctive player. He is a sideline to sideline guy. So the matchup, it ain't really concerning. It's a matchup that I want in McCaffrey and Leighton Vander Esch, right? I really want to see that matchup. And then on the outside, Jennings and Deron Bland should be a really good matchup to look at. It's not real concerning to me. There's really no concerns. It's football, right? Everybody has to man up, do their job, scheme, confuse the hell out of Brock Purdy, and go make some plays.
Well, that's what you want to do, is confuse the rookie. But even if you guys give him some pressure, he's kind of proven to play pretty decent under pressure. Like when he got pressure up front, he threw completions to Kittle or McCaffrey. So if you try to shut down some of our receivers, don't let this kid run a little bit outside the pocket and look for that next open receiver, because that's what he's been doing pretty well that Jimmy couldn't do as a passer, because he couldn't move out the pocket and look for the next open receiver.
No, I'm not underestimating you guys at all. I like the matchup. I think it's going to be a real good game. You guys are number one on defense. You guys have been scoring points. Hell, y'all put up 40 on in a playoff game against the Seattle Seahawks, right? Yeah, they're not the same team, but that's still impressive. That's still impressive, right? And my biggest concern is our kicker, Brett Maher. We cannot miss extra points in this game if we score any touchdowns, period. We just can't.
Well, that's the problem right there. You're right about it, because when I saw that Monday night game, you guys scored 4 touchdowns but missed 4 extra points. Man, that is kind of a little bit of a question mark, but I think they're still going to give him a chance. I mean, sometimes you have your moments, but maybe he won't screw up this time. We'll see.
And then I guess one thing I am concerned about is Dak Prescott holding the ball too long. Our offensive line, can they control Bosa for 3 seconds? Can they control Omenimua for 3 seconds, right? I don't know that guy's name. I just know he's really good.
Yeah, he's really good. I like how you said it. It sounds cool.
The only problem is Dak Prescott holds the ball too long. Our offensive line can do their job like in the time they're supposed to do their job. I need Dak Prescott to give accurate fastballs. And can he do it? I don't know.
That's what you said best. Like, Dak doesn't throw the ball as quickly. Like, he'll hold on until he finds somebody. So, like you just said, Omenihu could be that one guy that gets to him.
Omenihu? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, Omenihu.
Omenihu. Okay.
Like, kind of like Omenihu?
Yep, Omenihu. Yeah.
There you go. I get that, but I like how you said it. It sounds kind of funny. Sometimes if you don't know how to pronounce it, we just put it that way. That's how I would use it for certain names too. So it's like,
well, right here, that comment, the Cowboys signed a backup kicker. Maher will be on a short lease. He's not going to be activated to a 48 roster. You'll be silly to. So he's not. So they didn't call him up from the practice squad. So he's not even playing. If Brett Maher loses this game, there's no short lease. You're going to go find you a new kicker, and any kicker on this team is probably not going to be here next year. So it's all or nothing for Brett Maher.
Well, Brett Maher has pretty much been warned that they just signed his kicker on the practice squad, but they did give him a tryout look on the kicking practice. So he did, I think Maher did a little bit better in the kicking game a little bit. What? This guy said he's poo? The guy had 2
Look at his pressure numbers, man. He has, I think he's up there like top 3 in pressures on the 49ers. He just got 2 sacks last week. I think he has 8.5 or 6.5 or something like that on the year.
Oh no, like total sacks. If we're talking playoffs combined, I think it's 6.5. But in the season, he had 4.5. That becomes like our second most leading sack with 5. Drake Jackson is our rookie that we got from USC, 3 sacks. A lot of our other guys are decent. Like Armstead hasn't got a single sack, but when he's on the field, he does create enough blocks to open up for guys like Bosa. So he makes his job easy. But here's a question by my boy David McNiner. He got a good question.
Cowboys, thoughts on your O-line? Listen, when Jason Peters was starting at left tackle last week, I kind of scratched my head and I was like, why? Because I like McGovern. I couldn't stand McGovern last year, but he came into his own. Right? And big props to Joe Philbin, our offensive line coach, for getting that done and accomplished, because McGovern was always good at the right side. And he struggled on the left, but he's finally got it down here. Tyron Smith on the right side is finally getting down after playing his whole career except his rookie year on the left side, right? So Tyron Smith is getting that down. Zach Martin. Tyler Biotish is really stepping up big this past year. Again, kudos to Joe Philbin for that. And then, McGovern, and then you got Tyler Smith, the rookie, who can go inside, outside. That the offensive line that we finished that game with in Tampa is the offensive line that I'm more comfortable with.
Yeah. That's like, you got to make sure that offensive line is consistent, staying together and gel as a unit, because like you guys have been kind of like flipping a little bit on your offensive line, and now you're on to your injury. Yeah, it's understandable because you want to make sure they're in the right spot to succeed, and the way you guys have been able to adjust to it, it's kind of been pretty decent for you guys to hold up at that line. So your line's not a joke. From looking at the other lines we face, I think you guys will hold up pretty.
Like fourth or fifth least sack quarterback in the league this year.
Yeah, I believe that's what it was, because your offensive line did a pretty solid job on holding holding up for Dak. And like you said, he can hold on to the ball, but when that line can hold up a little longer, that's a huge benefit for you guys, because then he has time to look for that open receiver. But when he faces a better defensive line, that's where you might be a little concerned with Dak kind of holding on to the ball. But other than that, when he faces okay competition with the defense, he's able to throw the ball and carve. So I think that's what makes him so talented in a way, because he can take some time to look for that open receiver. But when it's quick pressure, that's where you don't want him to get sacked.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, for sure. Everybody has to be on the P's and the Q's, man, against the 49ers. They're number one for a dang reason. They play at a high level. They're instinctive. They got good coaches. They're very physical, as you were saying, and we just got to match that and be better.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, there's just the difference between facing this type of defense is you're just going to have to play your best, play the physical mindset, because you're going to have to out-physical us in order to play this game. And it comes down to your offense stepping up, because our defense can hold up, but if you can match up to our offense, it's going to be a shootout or maybe a good game for sure. Because I think as far as your offense can keep up with us. I'm only concerned about our secondary. I feel like our defense is pretty solid, but we kind of been known to be optimistic secondary guys where we can get the ball at times. But sometimes we do give up the big plays depending on how you guys take the deep shots. But I'm more concerned about the cornerbacks at times, because sometimes you may have your advantage, but if you guys don't have enough time, it's anybody's guess.
No, 100%. No, 100%.
Yeah, it all comes down to how we cover, because, I do like Ward to match up on one of your receivers. Like, I don't know, I think CeeDee Lamb's a slot, right?
He's everywhere. He can play slot and he can play outside, yeah.
So I'm guessing they'll probably either put Jimmy Waters or somebody else over there.
What CeeDee Lamb has been so good at this year is motion. And I hope they continue that motion, because it throws defenses off, especially because Dak Prescott loves up-tempo offense. And so if we can go up-tempo, do motion, I think we have a shot. We've had a shot all year against other defenses and other teams and stuff of that nature. So as long as we can keep CeeDee Lamb in the motion portions of this offense and we can go up-tempo, get that defense tired, control the clock, time of possession is big. You got to keep Debo. You got to keep McCaffrey off the field and win that time of possession. And if we do 9-minute drives, we have to score a touchdown. I don't want any field goals.
That's the problem right there. Sometimes those long drives can be good at times because you're killing the clock. But if you don't get touchdowns, man, that's a wasted drive.
Yep, it is. It's a wasted drive, wasted time off the clock because you might need those couple of seconds back. Lo and behold, last year, we needed a couple more seconds.
That's all you needed, but killing that clock is crucial, man. Like if you at least get a touchdown or at least try to gamble for it, like what's the chances? But I guess for Dak, he does scramble. He is a running threat, no doubt. But when he has time, he does look for Dalton Schultz at times. So that can be who we have to cover mostly. Like you said, we might have to double cover him or Lamb, one or the other.
Yeah, don't sleep on Michael Gallup though. Don't sleep on MG. He's not the fastest player, but he can climb the ladder and get that ball.
He's got hops from what I'm looking at. Like he's coming off an injury, but he's kind of coming back to form a little bit. So you're hoping that he can be the factor because that might be the one X factor that you guys are hoping for is Michael Gallup. If he can play up to that level that he did like a while back, then you got yourself a game because Gallup is – because you guys put your money on Gallup and then move on from Cooper. So you got to hope this guy pays off.
I don't know if anybody's cocky here, Ready Red. He's a Cowboys fan. But,
yeah, I know, but I ain't cocky about the Cowboys. Man.
What? Say that again.
I ain't cocky about the Cowboys. I think you guys present a really good challenge as far as your defense. I think your defense is a lot better than most opponents we faced all season. I'm just concerned about our secondary as far as a defense. I think you guys give us a little bit of a problem.
No, I don't think anybody's cocky here on this show. It's a mutual conversation. I think I've been a little bit more cocky than you have.
hey, he was talking about going to the conference, so that's a little cocky out of him. But hey, I haven't even said I don't even know what's going to happen on Sunday. Yeah, we're talking like fans. Yeah, hey, bro, Ready Red's always got that same smoke energy. I don't have to worry about him when he comes into the chat. You won't see this guy goes. He'll show us. He'll show his Cowboys, man. I always got some respect for that dude. That dude. You don't see no other fan disappear. Ready Red will talk his smack, whether it's
Big
a win
shout
or
out to Ron Smith. Ron Smith, I hope you're doing good, brother.
Yeah, Ron Smith, I guess he's talking about like how you guys would do well if Dak does throw with the Schultz. That can be your mismatch. That can be your X factor is Dalton Schultz. He might have
Fred Warner's just that damn good too. And Fred Warner took over that game last year. So we have to figure out a way to stay away from him. Because I mean he was reading and disguising so good. I mean, he knew exactly where we were going with the ball before that ball even came out. So Fred Warner was y'all's MVP that last game for sure.
Oh yeah, Warner's the communicator. The guy's always does his job, but you got to watch out for this one guy, Dre Greenlaw. Man, this guy's been all over the field. Like there's plays he makes tackles from sideline to sideline, just like how you think of like how you guys think of Donovan's like what's his name, Donovan Wilson kind of. Yep. He's kind of like exactly like him, but he's everywhere.
Yeah, no, Donovan Wilson is our most physical player on our defense. And if Brock Purdy wants to take off running, Dan Quinn's not scared to spy Donovan Wilson on any quarterback. I mean, we did against Jalen Hurts, and Donovan Wilson will bring the thump. All right, he's going to bring the thump. So if Brock Purdy wants to run, we'll adjust to that, and Donovan Wilson will take care of it.
Yeah, I mean, for Dak, man, you may get your yards from the scrambling part, but watch out for number 57, Dre Greenlaw, man. He's gonna give you a warning. That dude is no joke, man. He'll lay the boom. He did it to Justin Herbert. He gave Justin Herbert a notice, don't run next time, even though he got a little injured.
Oh man, Ron, I'm gonna have to reach out to you on Twitter, brother. I hate to hear that. I'm sorry.
Oh man, that sucks to hear, man.
Fuck
hey,
cancer,
get well, man. Get well.
Yeah, fuck cancer.
Yeah, cancer's no joke, man. It's just sucks, man. Like all the battling with everybody else, for everybody else, there's a lot more outside of football that we all can appreciate. The people who are fighting through adversity. Cancer is like something that we can't control, but we can always try to like battle through it and make it through. Like I've had a dealt with my family who passed away with cancer, so I know what it's like.
Yeah, man. Go beat it.
Yeah, so prayers to Ron, man. Hopefully there's a good recovery out of you, dude. Like, outside of football, we're good human beings with everything, man.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
Yeah, so for the matchup wise, man, so from the looks of it, the Chiefs won. So they won this game, so we're going to have to see how this matchup goes with the Eagles and Giants. But like you said, you want to play Philadelphia if it came down to it, so – we'll see what happens. Let's see how the Giants play because a third time's not easy.
It's not. The Cowboys beat the Eagles 3 times. in 2009. I don't know if you knew that or not.
That's been a long time. Yeah,
It was the first playoff game at AT&T Stadium. The stadium was brand spanking new. Donovan Wilson comes out, or not Donovan McNabb comes out playing the guitar, bangs on the plexiglass there where the fans are, and he came out real cocky, and we shut them down and beat them 3 times in a row. But the Giants, I'm not scared of the Giants. Dak Prescott, like Tony Romo was a master of Philadelphia's defense, right? He knew what they were running before they even called the play. And so Dak Prescott's the same way with the Giants. I mean, Dak Prescott knows exactly what the Giants defense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. So I'm not scared of the Giants at all.
Oh, no. I'm not saying that, but you're right about the stat wise. It's been
we already beat them twice. Beat a team 3 times is hard. We already beat the Giants twice. So if we got to play them, if we beat you guys and play them, that's going to be tough. But yeah, Dak Prescott knows that defense.
Oh no, but if you look at like you just said, the stat wise, you guys did beat the Eagles like 3 times in 2009, which that was the longest streak since the last time a team's won 3 times in a season. The Niners did that against the Seahawks.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, that's the crazy part. Like I looked at the last time that happened, it was the Cowboys and Eagles. So that's 2009. So that's 13 years, or what is it, 13 or 14 years?
I graduated that year. May will be 14 years, so it's been 13 years.
Oh, we're not too far in age, man. I'm like, dude, 2008, I graduated, man.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I got a lot of buddies that graduated in that 08 class.
Yeah, 08, man. Class of 08, man. Can't complain about that 08 limit. The drinking limit.
Yeah. And then I remember like class of 010. I don't know if you remember that stupid debate, but it was like, it ain't 010, it's just 10, you idiot.
Dumb people, right?
Man, I'm trying to tell you.
No, it's 10. Not 010.
It's just 10. No, 010 to it.
Can't make it any better than that. But yeah, dude, the times go by fast. Like, hey, the last time that we seen the Cowboys make the conference championship, man, I was 7 years old, or at least around there, So
yeah.
that's been a long time. Like, how old were you?
If you were 7, I was 6.
Damn. We must be really that old. Like,
we're pretty old, man. I had a little midlife crisis the other day. I asked my wife, I said, how old am I going to be? She's like, you're going to be 33. I said, what? No way. I'm turning 33. I did the math. I said, shoot, I'm turning 33.
Shit. Dude, that's just how old these records are. Like the 09, I was 19 then. And now it's like you go back in time with the last time you guys made it. It's like, damn, I must have been that much younger. So it kind of sucks to like live with the old memories. Like, dude, that's the last time I was able to witness when I was a kid. Like the last Super Bowl win was when I was a kid. Damn. I got to at least enjoy an adult moment. Come on.
Yeah, no, a lot of people, they always talk about Cowboys haven't won anything. What, it's been 94 for y'all, 96 for us. So, there's a lot of drought between us hosting.
95 for you guys.
95, 96 going in.
Whatever the difference is.
But, yeah. And, holding that, Lombardi's been a long time for both of our franchises, but y'all been there, we haven't. So
that's what I've been saying. Like a lot of Dallas fans I've talked to over the years, they always kind of been saying, at least you guys gone further than us. Like we can't say much until we do something about it.
Yeah, well, that's true.
But as far as like a franchise in general, this is like one of the most historic franchise. This is a playoff game that everybody wants to see year in and year out, but we haven't got this consistently like until last year. Last year, like you said, you rather have this defeat now so you can feed off of this for next year.
Yeah, no, 100%. Dude, I'm looking forward to this game. I really am. It's gonna be. I'm not gonna give score predictions. I don't ever do that crap. But
you're superstitious. Okay, I get it, man.
I told you that when the show started. That was my opening. That was my opening piece, man. I was like, if I go live with him, was that bad juju?
Man, man, this guy's superstitious. I see, man. Okay, man. But let's go by like the X factor. At least try to see who you think's gonna have to step up for this game. So for the offensive side of the ball, who do you need to step up against the Niners defense?
Tony Pollard. I need Tony Pollard to get. He got more carries than Zeke last week, and for 74 yards. Zeke only had like 27. So I need Tony Pollard to touch the ball more. I need CeeDee Lamb in motion. I need the offensive line to contain for at least 3.5 seconds. I need Dak to throw the ball. T.Y. Hilton, I need him to really step up. I hope they play T.Y. Hilton over Noah Brown. I really do. I don't know why that's still a thing and why Noah Brown gets more playing time, but I need T.Y. Hilton in there more than Noah Brown.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, here's a Washington Commander. Oh, this guy. I like this guy, Big Simple. I don't know if you've seen him on your channel.
No, I don't. I don't ever pay attention, dude. I hardly ever talk to anybody outside of the Dallas Cowboys. You, Birdman, my brother, he's a Giants fan. I got some buddies that are some Redskin fans, but other than that, dude, I don't know. I don't talk to him much.
You might need to check out his content. This guy's funny as hell. Like, he'll have his little halftime preps. Or
Cowboys, your time is up on Sunday. Your time was up, and your coach didn't even know it.
Oh, that's a good pickup line. That's a good punchline. But we'll see about it, man. Like, as far as X factor on the Niners offense for me, I mean, it's got to be McCaffrey, man. This guy's been the huge dividends. Like, making that trade midway to the season, bro. We haven't lost a game since. Like, even take away the Kansas City game, he was barely playing limited snaps because he was 2 days into the trade, so he had to catch on to speed. So ever since he caught on to this offense, dude, we have not lost. So McCaffrey has to be the huge dividends. Last year, you guys had to try to stop Deebo Samuel. This year, you're going to have to focus more on McCaffrey. So I think McCaffrey has to be the guy. And it comes down to the blocking scheme. So I think our running game has to determine whether Purdy plays good or not. Because even if you have to rely on Purdy to beat you guys, it probably would be 50-50. This is not Jimmy Garoppolo, because you guys have a better chance if you force Jimmy to throw the ball more than most of the other times, because he doesn't fare well when he has to be throwing the ball a lot of times.
No, 100%, dude. I like what you said there. And, we could talk about this all day long, but it's up to your players. It's up to my players to go out there and be the better team.
Yeah, man. We'll let the best team win. I guess no score predictions since he's superstitious. We don't want to jinx it. We don't want to go there.
Coming on here, I thought was bad juju, but I can't do it. I can't do it, dude. I won't do it.
You can't do it. So
I guess swallow my pride 2 times in 1 week. That's just not how I am.
Hey, I don't know. I don't know if this is juju, but he said going on the show is a juju. So maybe it's for him. I don't know. We don't need to go score prediction a little bit. We'll just leave it alone from here, man. We'll just say let the best team win, I guess.
Let the best team win. Good luck, brother.
Good luck, man. Hey, but looking forward to maybe down the road, we'll definitely catch up. For anybody else, go sub up Cowboys Corner, man. Realistic Cowboys fan, does a lot of blogging report for the Frisco reports of the Cowboys. If you want to catch on to what's updated for his team in general, or just see what he's all about, go check out his channel.
I definitely rant. My rants are real. It's 1 take. I've never done 2 takes on anything. I don't got time for that. So what I say in that moment is what I say in the moment. No holds bars. Anything goes.
Yeah, I've seen you rant about Dak Prescott or McCarthy, so I'm saying, okay, he gets realistic as it gets, man.
Oh, yeah. I mean, people are like, weren't you just talking bad about? No, I was criticizing them in the moment of what I just saw. Period. I'm not. I'm in the moment guy. Like Dak Prescott, if he's messing up, I'm gonna tell you he's messing up. If McCarthy's being dumb, I'm gonna tell you that. If Dan Quinn, not even. I'll call out Cowboy content creators too, because they'll say some outlandish shit and it pisses me off because the complete opposite happened. Like, you're dumb, dude. Don't ever say that again because I'm superstitious.
Yeah, keeping it real. But hey, man, appreciate you on the show. Maybe down the road we'll definitely catch up, man. But as always, guys, we'll catch y'all later. And good luck. Let the best team win.
Peace.
Peace, man.